Before we get started with this video, I want to remind you to click the link below, check out my Strides with Amelia program. It is only open for this week, and it's an awesome way to get consistent feedback, education, video reviews, and the support that you need to make progress in your riding. Okay, so go ahead and you're going to go on a circle, and we're going to work some transitions, trot, walk, trot, because two reasons. Number one is to get her a bit more responsive and honest in front of the leg. And then the second thing is to help her understand how to manage her hind leg, because she sometimes gets a little bit big in the stride and then you have difficulty with the transition. So step one is establish your circle and the tempo. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Little more outside rein that she's not bulging through the outside yet. And then as you go to the walk, I want you to be on the open side of the circle and I want you to push her slightly away from your inside leg in the downward transition to walk. Well done. Beautiful transition. And then close your leg and trot again. And come on, trot, and trot, and trot. Yeah, and more forward. And pet her. Good girl. Go forward. Yeah, and pet her. Good. And then slowly make your way back to the trot. So that's why we're doing this exercise, is because you can see how she gets to the walk and then, very typical of a young horse, she gets stuck. And she's like, oh, I can't go trot again. So establish your trot tempo first. It's really important that you establish the tempo and the contact. There, nice and steady. And then when you're ready, yielding her off your inside leg into the walk. That was perfect. And then close your leg and trot. Better, much better response than the first time, right? She still a little bit wants to lose the connection and drift through the right shoulder. Now steady, 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 good. Steady, steady. Do it somewhere different this time. So maybe on the other side of your 20-meter circle, you can do the forward transition into the walk. Yes. Well done. And close your leg, trot. Good job. Well done. Okay, now you're doing a really good job of preparing her for the trot-walk transition. Can you do a trot-walk transition where you pull on the reins and don't really help her manage her body in that downward transition? So do a bad one. Okay, yeah, so you can see how there he just pulled on her and the hind leg stopped and went backwards, as opposed to when he was yielding her off the inside hind leg. That was really helping to get her hind leg stepping through in the downward transitions. Go ahead and change direction and let's do a few to the right. You always want to do your transitions in both directions because you're always working a little bit more the inside hind leg as opposed to, and you're not working so much the outside hind leg. So in this direction, we're going to be working more on the right hind leg. Good. And you're always thinking about rhythm. So rhythm is the base of the training scale. Rhythm really, and the training scale itself, is what I always use to plan my ride. So we're thinking about 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Establishing the steady tempo, establishing the steady contact. Good. And then when you're ready, you're going to push her, yield her slightly away from the inside leg into the downward transition. Walking, 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 and trot. Good. Well done. And she a little bit in the downward transition, she just a little bit collapsed on her hind leg. And that's, I don't think you did anything wrong. I think it's just a little weakness in her hind leg. Good. That's it. Yeah, super. Good job. So again, on the open side of the circle, forward transition into the walk. Yield, try not, yeah, yes, good job. Good job. And then close your leg and trot. That's right. Good. And then in the next downward transition, don't help her so much again. Try not to push her sideways, and let's see what happens if you don't help her. So if you don't help her, yeah. So you can see how she lost a little the top line and she got a bit bracier. Trot on and do one more good one because we always want to end on a good note. And your goal for the downward transitions is, can you ride a downward transition without more contact? Good. And putter. So for that last transition, it looks like she stayed light in your hand. Is that true?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So with she was on the hind legs? The weight was on the hind legs. But with any horse, especially a young horse, these transitions are a really good exercise to help develop engagement behind, to help them strengthen their hind end. But it's really important that you do them correctly, like Herman was showing, with a little bit of a yielding to the side, with really supporting that engagement, because if you just pull or lean forward, your horse is going to pull on you and go on the forehand, and the transition isn't going to be helpful. The other thing that's really important with the transitions, like you saw Herman doing, is that you establish a quality trot or a quality walk in between the transitions, because the quality of the transition is related to the quality of the gait. So if you don't have a good trot, if your horse isn't rhythmic, if your horse isn't bending on the circle line, you're not going to have a good quality transition. So those are some tips to help you out with your transitions. And always remember that the training scale is how you plan for your ride. So anytime I get on a horse, whether it's a young or green horse or a more trained horse, I always have in the back of my mind rhythm, suppleness, and connection, the first 3 levels of the training scale. And you can see how with Poppy, we were really focusing on rhythm in these transitions. The suppleness, which was why we were on a circle line, because suppleness creates bend. And then the transitions were improving the connection, which you could see her hind leg coming under, her back lifting up, and then her neck rounding. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to check out in the description my Strides with Amelia program. Like this video, subscribe, and we'll see you next Wednesday for another training video.